Hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of the Get Healthy Makeover series. I'm Linda Curry, and I wanted to check in with you because you have established some goals around your core diet protocol. And I wanted to remind you to go back into your notebook or journal and see if anything needs to be tweaked or added. Maybe take some more effort to make a new healthy substitution for something that's not serving you anymore. And you probably created your exercise goals as well. Does anything need to be tweaked there? Are you creating at least 5 minutes a day where you create space for that activity to occur? And how are your food rules going? Are your stress eating challenges diminished? Are they getting better? Are they getting easier? Are the food rules working for you? How about the mindfulness practices? Do you need to readdress that and maybe brainstorm with yourself some new ideas about things you could be doing, like artwork or taking a walk or taking 2 minutes of breathing? So check in with yourself in your notebook to see what needs to be tweaked so that you can continue moving forward on this health journey. Today, what I'd like to do with you is go through some areas in your daily life that maybe could be eliminated or changed that are going to coincide more nicely with your health goals moving forward. So, the first thing I want to do with you is pull out your notebook and jot down what your day generally consists of. Do you work? Do you eat? Do you check email like 15 times a day? Do you spend time on social media, watching TV, driving to and from work? Just jot down what a typical day consists of. And then what I'd like you to do is decide what you want your days to consist of moving forward. So decide what's important to you. Where do you have health goals? Like, do you want to plan your meals? Do you want more time with family and friends? Do you want your home environment to um, feel better? Do you need some home tidying? Do you want more movement throughout your day? Do you want to implement a meditation practice? What do you want your days to consist of? Just the sky's the limit. Personalize this for you. And then I want you to look at your current schedule and ask yourself, what can you change? Maybe you cut down on email to checking it only twice a day. What would happen if you didn't respond to emails immediately? Maybe you check it in the morning and once late in the afternoon before dinner. Maybe you set a goal to cut down on your social media to 10 minutes a day, or maybe you decide you can delete some of your accounts because they're not serving you. Perhaps you would like to add some mini meditations throughout your day or have an activity where you plan dinner right after breakfast. Perhaps you stop watching TV at 7:30 so you can establish a bedtime routine where maybe you do journaling and yoga and things of that nature that can help optimize your sleep and your restoration. So, this is a lot of journaling work in your notebook, but it really can help identify things that aren't serving you by just taking a close look at them. And you can probably easily tweak to implement some of the things that you're wanting to incorporate. So, if we're going to add new things into our healthy lifestyle, we do need to remove some things because I certainly don't want you not getting enough sleep or sacrificing something that's important for our health. So I'm going to give you an example of a sample daily routine. So perhaps your morning might look something like mine. So one thing I like to do, I've established a habit where I lay in bed and I kind of visualize my day. What kind of day do I want to have? How do I want to show up for this day? And then I get up and immediately I think about hydration. I make my half gallon of my hydrating tonic and I begin with probably 16 ounces. I drink it down And then I let that settle for 15, 20 minutes before breakfast. So after I hydrate, I'm going to take care of some pet duties. I have a cat. And then I maybe go out into the garden, weather permitting, to just kind of tinker in the garden, see if there's anything I need to harvest, maybe pick some flowers. It's very nourishing to do this first thing in the morning to kind of set the tone for the whole day. You might want to also add like a 10-minute yoga or Tai Chi, some kind of a mindfulness practice, or maybe mirror work or journaling. And then breakfast. And you might want to make note that perhaps for you, you want to be more mindful when you're eating as well as preparing your meals. It can really help nourish your relationship with food if you are very mindful and present during that preparation as well as the eating. Try not to eat at your desk while you're working. And then perhaps you have a goal to pre-plan dinner after breakfast. Maybe there's something you need to take out of the freezer or soaking some beans for dinner. And then perhaps you check into work, check your email, your task list, and see what needs to be done. And then as we move into the afternoon and evening, it might look something like this. We have lunch, again, practicing mindfulness as you prepare and eat. Maybe once a week you have a home decluttering activity, um, or maybe a mini meditation after lunch every day. And then you get back to work perhaps. And then maybe your exercise and movement routine comes after that in the late afternoon. You could even think about pairing it with a podcast. Do your exercise while you're listening to something if you're really trying to cut down on time. Work or weekly recreation might be another thing. For me, once a week, I try to go to the driving range or do some kind of activity that I enjoy doing. So that might be in my schedule every week or every 2 weeks. Then you might do a quick 2-minute mini meditation with focusing on your breath before you go and prepare dinner. And you'll be much more grounded and probably choosing healthier options. After dinner, perhaps you do some relaxing activities. Maybe you take a walk, or maybe you watch some TV with your partner, do some reading or play some games, watch a documentary. The sky's the limit. You know what you like to do, and you know your lifestyle. Switch it up. There might be things that you enjoy doing that you're not doing today. And then perhaps at some time in the evening, maybe it's 8 o'clock, you start your bedtime routine, which might consist of reading and journaling and meditation. And then ensure that you get a good night's sleep. We're going to talk more about sleep and restoration in another episode because it's so important and something I personally have dealt with in the past, sleep deprivation. And I have some really great tips with bedtime routines and getting proper sleep. So for this week, it's really about looking at your current schedule. Journaling in your notebook, what does that typically look like on any given day? And then what kinds of things do you want to incorporate into your lifestyle? New healthy habits that you want to sustain long term. And then decide, what can you do without? Where can you swap things? How can you manage things better? Maybe you delegate a child, a teenager in your household to do something you've been doing in the past. Maybe it's time they take over more responsibility so you can make space for some of your new healthy habits. And with that, I will say thank you again for joining me, and I hope you will join me again next week for the next episode of the Get Healthy Makeover series. Have a great week, everyone.